So if we start with a little curl in and stretch out in our own way, in our own fashion, I like to curl in center and then stretch out like a very big active starfish. And you might even yawn when you stretch your arms up. Let a yawn happen if it's coming. And then you can fold back in. And notice that you're switching on the front of your body when you fold in. You can maybe do that without the hands, just holding in and then charging the back body, even pushing into your heels. Perhaps you're feeling that you're getting light and the buttocks just pushing downwards with the legs. Let's do that a few times. So squeezing in, but without the hands, just turning things on, wakeful front, and then a wakeful back. And let's do that at least once more. Wake up the front and then wake up the back by stretching out really actively, pointing your toes, so your calf muscles are on, buttocks are on. All right, now let's do the side to side action. So curl into the center, roll to the side, left side, and then stretch the top side, which is the right side. So really pulling yourself in two directions, down to the toes, up to the fingers. Take a breath or two. And then fold back in, center, rolling to the other side. So we'll do both sides a couple of times. And just explore what's right, the right effort. Let's get to our right effort. And in your own time, curl back in, do the other side. I like to pretend that somebody's kind of pulling my leg down, and that clears loads of space in the side belly for me. And I'm doing the last side. So my last side is the left side stretching. We've rolled to the right side. So finish up wherever you are. And let's do diagonals now. So just come into the center, get floppy in the center. So legs down, arms up. Now cross your right leg over your left side. So there's a spiral through the body. Keep the right shoulder heavy. The right leg is going towards the left and you're pulling as though you're reaching for something on your right hand. I like to use my left hand now to just push my pelvis down slightly, just to give myself a little more encouragement to give space between the ribs and the pelvis. That might be too heavy for you. It might not work for you. Take a moment, take a breath. And then we'll come into the center. Just give yourself a little curl in just to reset. And then flop down, arms are flopping up. The left hand and left shoulder are going to stay heavy as the left leg crosses and pulls to the right. So find this diagonal length from the right toes to the left fingers. The left shoulder is staying heavy towards the floor, probably not touching the floor. And take a breath or two. Use your right hand to encourage a little bit of extra space. And then come back into the center. So give yourself a little reset to the center and we'll do the same diagonal line. So right leg crosses across to the left, right arm stretches out. And then reset to the center. And then last one, left leg comes across to the right side and we lengthen the left hand away. Take a breath, see if you can stretch all the way to the skin. Okay, and then reset into the center. Okay, feet down onto the floor. Let's walk the pelvis. Just a couple of taps, one buttock at a time, just to massage into lower back. Massage the hips in the pelvis, hydrate the hips. All right, let's thrust up and roll down. So push through the feet, lift the hands, thrusting up. Maybe pushing the heels into the floor and then rolling down, seeing if you can get vertebra by vertebra. You might even have to lift your head to roll the thoracic spine down, the lower back spine to the floor, sacrum, and then soften everything. And then in your own time, do 5 of those. So up to 2, thrusting up, squeezing, and then rolling down. Sometimes we even have to lift the head to get vertebra by vertebra by vertebra back to the ground. Soften at the bottom so that you can restart thrusting up and rolling down, seeing if you can make contact with each and every vertebra. Soften at the end in between rounds, thrusting up. And then rolling down. Okay, let's do one more thrust up. And then rolling down. All right, give yourself a wider position with your feet off the mat and roll from side to side. So we're just going to give ourselves a bit of space around pelvis, front hips. So get both knees to go towards the right. So we can work the left hip. So the left hip, the back hip, we're going to push down with our hands, the pelvis, pull the knee towards the floor. And then if you continue to push with your left hand onto your pelvis, onto the bone, pull with your right hand the skin, pull the skin upwards. Right hand is pulling the skin up as your left hand pulls the pelvis down. Hopefully that's making sense. So the pelvis and the knee are going towards the ground and you're pulling your skin and the superficial fascia upwards. We're just giving ourselves a little bit of stimulation, not something too Chinese burny, because Chinese burns, you know, that thing that your little brother used to do to you if you had a little brother. You might have had a bully little sister like me. So I used to Chinese burn my little brother. So that Chinese burn, that feeling of the skin being stretched too tight, don't get to that point. Okay, let's come into the center and rock a little from side to side. We'll take both legs to the left. So we're working the back leg, the right leg, then right knee pulling into towards the floor might be enough for you. Otherwise, you're securing by pushing your right hand onto your pelvis, onto the wing of the pelvis maybe, and then pulling the skin, the superficial fascia tug with your left hand pulling upwards. So you can keep kind of grabbing skin and pulling upwards. You can go all the way to the navel area if you wanted to. You could kind of just keep dragging. It's an interesting thing to just pull a little bit the material of your skin and bones apart, giving yourself a bit of space, nothing aggressive. A couple of breaths. So playing around with these types of techniques, I don't know what could be right for you. I only know what feels right for me. And I really love pulling and tugging at myself. You might know that already about me. You might also enjoy the exploration or not. It might be just too much and just the movements might be enough. All right, so your t-shirt can come down and let's draw the knees into the chest, rock a little from side to side. And we're going to take a moment. Okay, we're going to do the little pulses. So feet are going to come down onto the floor. You're going to push through your feet so your buttocks lifts. Bring your hands a little under. Bring your arms a little under and put fists into both hands. Okay, we're going to pulse our buttocks. Halfway down, push back up. We're doing 20. Halfway down, push back up 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Imagine that you're doing this with your buttock muscles. You're allowing this to happen with your buttock muscles. So we really want charge in our buttock muscles. We must be up to 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to stay up on 1, flex the feet and push into the arms, squeeze the buttocks for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, 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 release. Soften, rock a little around. We want to soften the buttocks. So now if it feels right for you, you're going to leave one leg lifted and just do that pulsing with the other leg. So let's pulse with the right leg. The left leg is going to stay lifted. So stretch your left leg towards the sky. Just give yourself a point and flex through the left foot so that you can get ready with this left leg. It's going to be staying lifted for a little while. Really use your arms. Okay, push yourself up, thrust up, and then halfway down and push back up 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. If it doesn't feel good, it might not be good. If it feels dangerous in the lower back, maybe go back to 2 legs down. Must be up to 10. Let's go do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you stay up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Roll down. Bend both knees into the chest. Rock a little from side to side. Stretch both legs maybe. You can just lengthen both legs. Play around with your ankles. Just give yourself a moment to reset. Whatever you need to do. Open and close the legs. Okay, let's swap sides. So the left leg's going to stay down. And if it's all too much, or if there's too many reps, do less or regress into the last exercise where both feet are on the floor. Okay, ready? Right foot to the sky, point flex, point flex. So you get ready on that right leg. These asymmetrical tasks can be heavy on the lower back. So if the lower back is not very approving or the sacral area doesn't approve, that's what you're listening to. Okay, ready? Let's go up. Ready? Pulsing. Halfway back down, push back up. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Coming down. Give yourself a little roll around. Move your legs around in it, whichever way feels good. All right, let's come rolling up and come into hands and knees. And we'll just give ourselves a general wiggle around so that we can soften our spines, especially after that exercise. Your lower back did a lot of work to hold you, especially in that one leg lifting variation. And some massage through movement. Okay, before we do exercises from hands and knees, let's stretch the toes and the wrists. Tuck the toes back up so your buttocks comes towards the heels, and then bring your fingertips towards you and bring the wrists onto the floor. So your wrists face forwards, the fingers face back towards your knees, and the hands are close by, not too far away. So leaning in a little into both the toes and the wrists. You can push into your fingertips a little. So we're going to come from this wrist stretch into finger stretches. Lift the palm off the floor. The fingers are left on the ground, and then rock a little from the little finger side to the pointer finger side. Just rolling a little from side to side in the hands, stretching your fingers, and then bring your palms down, stretching just the wrists, then push into your fingers again. All right, let's lift up and off the hands, so we're putting all of our weight down into the toes, if the toes are okay with it, and then shake out the hands. Open and close the hands a few times, pumping, not flicking, pumping. So you're pulling in, not flicking out. It's easier to flick out. We want to pump in. So you're grabbing and pulling in, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in. Okay, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, hands down. Tap out your toe. Okay, and then tuck under with the toes and lift the knees an inch from the floor. Remember this game? We're out here for 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Knees are an inch from the floor. Remember 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. All right, we're going to go to down dog or child's pose to rest. I like going to down dog personally to rest out of that. So pushing back to down dog or folding down into child's pose. Just give yourself a moment. All right, we're going to go from child's pose or down dog back into that same shape, knees an inch from the floor, and breathe. 3 breaths. 1. Exhale. Stay awake in the mind, broad. 2. You don't have to fixate too much on this. The body's just doing it. You're strong enough to just stay here. 3. Stay bright in the mind, nice and wide, nice and broad. Okay, push back or fold in. So you're pushing back to down dog or folding down to child's pose to rest. All right, let's come down onto hands and knees so that we can give our toes a break. Let's point the toes and bring them into the center. Open our knees for wide-legged child's pose. So your knees might go beyond the mat. And we want to open the hips a little bit. So widen your knees as much as you feel comfortable. Bring your hands into a little cushion underneath your face. Just give yourself that hip opener effect. Wide-legged balasana. And so let's now do the wide-legged child's pose with a twist. So the left hand can take the weight. Take the left hand to take the weight. Bring the right arm up. And then through the gap, bring the shoulder to the floor, and you can either push into your left hand or bring your hands together and then open your elbows. So you could bring yourself into like a prayer pose in the center. That would be quite heavy. That'd be a heavy twist. I don't like to rest my head on the floor in this one. I like to float my head up. So don't go too deep into this one if it doesn't feel good. Let's take one more breath in the child's pose twist. And then come out slowly in your own way, in your own time. Just bring yourself onto your fingertips and arch the spine, lift the chin. Come back down, lean on your right hand so the left hand comes through the gap. And this can get heavy fast, so just don't do anything too drastic. If you want to lean onto your right hand to keep yourself secure, or the hands come together and the elbows come apart, you can push into the bottom elbow a little. Breathing deep and slow. Don't get aggressive with it. And last breath here. And then ease out. Just take that kind of simhasan variation where you're arching through the spine, you're really sticking your tailbone back, lifting your chest, lifting your chin. And then we're going to stretch the tongue. We're going to look up as our tongue comes out. You can bend forward a little bit, stretch the tongue even more. Can you touch your own chin? Okay, close your mouth, take a big, deep breath. Tongue out, eyes up. Stretch your tongue. Last one. Push your tongue out. Can you touch your own chin with your tongue? And then close your knees. Wipe off your chin. And then bring yourself into down dog. Well done. All right, so we'll just push back into down dog and bend one knee at a time. And then we're going to do the ski dog variation. So we're kind of lifting off our heels, twisting to one side, and then bending the knees, pushing back to the buttocks. So up and over your feet, bend both knees, twist. So twisting like the down dog is skiing. So we get some side stretch and twist as we are under load with our arms. Okay, 2 or 3 more. And then come forwards and down onto your belly. We'll do some Shalabhasana work. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is a shoulder mobility exercise. Take your left hand as a left forearm as a cushion for your face. And then bring your right hand out front. Charge up your legs, pointing through the toes, squeeze the buttocks out a little bit. The right hand is out front, and you're going to float the right hand up and off the floor and leave it up and off the floor, just lifting it as high as you can so your shoulder switches on. And then the hand comes around to the side, around the back, palm faces up, and then we lift the fingers, lift the wrist as high to the ceiling as we can manage for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your elbow, the back of your hand touches your t-shirt, you caterpillar your hand up, and then soften the shoulder, soften your buttocks. If you want to, you can turn your face from either side, either direction. Just let the internal rotation get soft around the shoulder. You've got like a wing and it's soft now. All right, now charge everything up. The forehead comes back into the center. You charge up your legs and then you're lifting your elbow, lifting your hand, lifting it right off your t-shirt, lifting it back and then around the front and then switch sides. So the left forearm, right forearm is the cushion and the left hand reaches out. Charge up your legs, lift the left hand off the floor, hold it up, switching in your shoulder. And then around to the side, left arm comes around, round to the back, lift it as high as you're willing. Nice broad shoulders, charged legs. And then bend the elbow. The back of the hand touches your t-shirt and you caterpillar up, and then you soften and rest. So you can turn your face, so you soften and rest in this internal rotation stretch. And slowly charging back up, the forehead back into the center, the charge in the legs, lift the elbow, lift the hand off your back of your t-shirt, lift it up and back, smooth and slowly around to the front, and then bring both arms back towards the sides of the body. We're going to go straight into Shalabhasana, hands up beside you. Okay, charge up the legs to lift the legs, lift the hands, lifting the chest, lifting the face. 3 breaths, Shalabhasana. Lift the hands nice and high. Inhale, 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale here, and then soften down. If you need to take a windscreen wipe with your legs or a child's pose to release your lower back, you can do that in between rounds. Otherwise, you're softening and doing whatever you need. The next one, if you feel like you can do a little bit more, you're going to keep the feet together and interlock the hands. And so that would be a bit tight for some of you. Just keep the feet and arms open in that case. Okay, lengthen to lift, 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 and breathe. 1, 2. Smooth breathing, smooth-minded, meditative-minded here. Even though there's effortfulness, you're still bodyful and mindful as well. And then soften down. If you want a windscreen wipe, if you want to peel back into a child's pose. All right, we're going to do the little swimmer. Do you remember the little swimmer where we kick? So we're going to have the hands back and then we're going to lift up and then kick, kick, kick with nice straight legs, nice straight legs. Your arms can stay static, but kick your legs, kick your legs, kick your legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Straight leg kicking, not bending your knees. That would be too easy. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Well done. And peel back into a child's pose, coming into a release. So the buttocks and the lower back can relax and release. Give yourself a breather. And so we're putting kind of intense action and then softening in this practice. And hopefully you're only doing the reps that you feel are safe and productive and not doing more than you should for today. Of course, you'll get the recording. You can do this anytime when you're feeling stronger. Let's do some planks now. Playing with planks. What fun. Okay, just a normal plank, just an average normal plank for 3 breaths. Spread the fingers, 1. Exhale, could be half plank. 2. 3. And pulling back into down dog to rest. Just pull back and you can go to child's pose if you need to. We're going to do the rocking plank next. Okay, ready? Go straight back to plank. Rock forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards. We're at for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down dog or child's pose. If you're not feeling so buff in your shoulders today, I'd say child's pose is a good one because we're going straight back into plank. So take the rest while you can. All right, shoulder taps. Remember the shoulder taps game? Come into plank. Just separate your feet a little bit and then make sure you're not too wide with your hands so it's not too difficult. Okay, right hand touches the left shoulder without leaning too heavily to the left. Right hand down, left hand touches the right shoulder. Okay, let's see if we can do 3 sets. We're up to 2. Tap left shoulder, tap right shoulder. 3rd set, last set. Tap left shoulder, tap right shoulder. Okay, rest. We'll all go into child's pose because that's enough planking and down dogging for most of us. So rest down so we can get our break in. All right, so let's give the arms a break from that intensity. The arms are still going to take the body weight, but now we're going to be lifting the legs. So we're going to be cross bracing here. So take yourself back into plank and then lift your right foot. So make sure the plank doesn't change. You're not into 3-legged dog. You're in a 3-legged plank. We've still got 2 breaths. Inhale 1, exhale. Inhale 2. You did it. Right foot down, left foot up. Go. Inhale 1. Exhale. You can do this with your right knee down if you need to. 2. Exhale. Last breath here. And exhale while you're here. Foot down, knees down, peel back, child's pose. Leave your hands out front and turn your palms open. So that exercise is this contralateral bracing, and it's really the way that human beings walk is because we swing our arms and we swing our feet. There's a contralateral pattern all day, every day. We're really related across the diagonals. So we're just building a bit of power across the diagonals. Let's do it again. We're going to just lift the left foot first. Okay, back to plank. And then lift the left foot up. Make sure it doesn't go into a 3-legged dog. Stay into 3-legged plank. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. With a smile on our faces, with a really big, bright mind. 3. Exhale. Okay, swap. Right leg lifts. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale here. And then the foot comes down and the knees come back down and we peel back child's pose to rest. Take a few deep sighing breaths maybe. All right, let's do some more buoyant work, not such static work now. Let's do spring dogs. So I'd say blocks on top of mats will be great. We'll do the walking version of the spring dog first. And I'm just going to remind, some of you might have forgotten. So we're in down dog, and then we bend the knees and we pull the butt back in space. And then we shoot forwards into the plank, and that's 1. We're doing 5 reps. And then we're going to walk out the first one into the active squat, feet go forwards, and we come up. Okay, let's do it. Down dog, pull the buttocks back in space, shoot forwards, that's 1. And 2, pull back, forwards 3, pull back, forwards 4, pull back, forwards 5, pull back, step into active squat. Right foot to right side of right block, left foot to left side of left block, toes out, knees out, squat, and smile and breathe. 3 breaths. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale here. We get this delicious break, lifting up, looking up. All right, and step left foot, then right foot back. Back in a down dog, ready for the next round. Pull back, shoot forwards, 1. Pull back, shoot forwards, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Step left foot, right foot, active squat, toes out, knees out, hands up, sit low and breathe. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3. And exhale here, lift up to have a break. Step right foot, left foot back. Last set, we're going to do the jump forwards. We're going to jump into that active squat. Ready? Pull the buttocks back through in space, shoot forwards. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and jump. Toes out, knees out, squat. Inhale 1, exhale. This was the last one. Inhale 2, so you're almost done. Exhale, stay bright in your mind. Inhale 3, and exhale here. Inhale, reach up. Can we jump back, hands down? Spring jump, back into down dog. All right, we'll stay in down dog for 3 breaths. Spread the hands on the blocks. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3. All right, sweeping from 3-legged dog to, what's it called? Lizard pose. Right foot lifting, right foot to right side of right block. Lizard lunge. We're going to do that 4 more times. So 5 in the set. Reach up, come forwards, 2. Reach up, come forwards, 3. Reach up, 4. Last one. 5. Bring the left elbow down and then the right elbow, if you can, onto the block. Keep the back leg charged. So you're now off your hands. The hands have got a break. If you need to turn your block to meet your right elbow, that'll be fine as well. Keep charging the back leg. Okay, soften the back knee. Just bring your hands back onto the blocks. We're going to do jump switch. So we're going to jump to the other side. Ready? Get off the back knee and go jump switch. So you're going from lizard to lizard, jump switch, jump switch, jump switch. If this is too heavy for you, do less. You don't have to jump, you can step through. So it can be that you're stepping. Okay, come back to the right side, right foot forwards, and then we'll sweep back up to 3-legged dog. That's the end of that set. Let's do the other side. Left foot lifts, left foot to left side of left block lizard. That's 1. Sweep back up, forwards, 2. Sweep back up, forwards, 3 and 4, and last one, 5. Just bring the right elbow down and perhaps the left elbow down, but not the knee. Back knee stays lifted. Smooth breathing, bright mind. All right. Just bring the back knee down so you can bring the hands back onto the blocks, but just do those jump switches. Ready, go, jump, switch, 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 switch. 3, 2, 1. Stop on the left, and then bring yourself back in the left leg lifted, 3-legged dog, having a break onto the knees. Peel back, but leave the hands onto the blocks. So you're just going to do a shoulder stretch as we rest. Okay, let's give our hands a break. So sit up onto your feet, shake your hands out first, swing your arms. Okay, open and close your hands, squeezing onto something, not flicking out. Squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're pumping up your forearms, they're getting nice and strong. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 20 more, 20, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out your hands. All right, move the blocks off the mat. We're just going to do some micro push-ups. Why not? We're this warm now. So cross your ankles. You can do full or half plank. If you're doing full plank, just be careful. You don't have to do too much. It's enough to do half plank. So if you're doing half plank, but you feel strong, you're going to go all the way down, see if you can touch the mat with your nose and push back up. If you're not feeling super strong today, tiny little pulses, tiny little ones. All right, 10 rounds. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peel back, child's pose to rest. We might feel this in our arms tomorrow. You might feel like you've worked your shoulders today. You might feel kind of bright and warm. Very aware of your shoulders, maybe aware of your posture today. All right, so lift up, swing arms, go back into those pumping hands. Go, pump, 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 pump. So your hands get stronger, just like everything else. Pump, 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 pump. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Even though you're tired, just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep going. Pump, 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 pump. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out your hands. Okay, the push-up's going to feel fine after that. Ready? Next set of 10. You might touch your nose on the floor or do tiny little ones. Ready? Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You did it. 1. Pull back into child's pose. Well done, my friends. So as you rest, see if you can soften the neck, soften the shoulders. We're going to do a shoulder stretch out next. So take a belt and we'll just do this sitting on our feet. I'm just going to give our shoulders a stretch out. So take a belt, hold the buckly bit of the belt. Bring your arms out front. And you're just going to go up and bend the elbows and pull up and forwards. Up, bend the elbows, pull up. Okay, those who feel comfortable, you can go all the way around into a big arc. So if it feels good in the shoulders, you can go all the way through. Otherwise, it just goes up, bend, up, back. So just being conscious that it's not always great for the shoulders to do this whole big arc. All right, wherever you are, just bring yourself into a rest point. Just roll the shoulders. And then we're going to bring the belt behind us. Kneel onto your knees. You've got pointed toes. And you want the belt just wider. The grip is just wider than your buttocks. Lift up nice and tall and then pull directly outwards. Try and snap the belt for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soften your shoulders. Give yourself a little shrug and a roll. We're going to lift our hands up and off the back body now and then pull outwards. Don't do anything aggressive here though. Pull outwards just to an amount that you feel, okay, I'm on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften and bring the belt around the front. Just give yourself a moment, swing your arms. And so we have worked our arms and we've gotten a bit of heat and we've gotten some buoyancy in the system. So this is the perfect time to do some inversion work. So go to a wall or a couch or something that you can walk up onto. And we'll do some inversion work. So even if you have an inversion, I'm going to do the handstand prep and then the headstand prep. And so you just need something to walk up onto, a wall, a bed, a couch, anything. Okay, so we're going to try to do down dog, lift right leg. So down dog on the wall. So walking up and lifting the right leg for 3 breaths. Okay, ready? Walk up your wall or onto your couch. Now you're down dog upside down. Lift your right leg. We're doing 3 breaths. Spread your hands. 1. Exhale. 2, 3. All right, coming all the way back down. If you want to stay up and do this other side straight up, just stay. Otherwise, come down, have a little swing in the shoulders. And then we'll try and do the left leg lifted. So get to your down dog, heels are touching the wall. Walk up the wall And lift the left leg up to the sky. 3 breaths. 1. Exhale. 2. Keep your rib cage moving towards the wall. Exhale. 3. Exhale here. Have a break. Walk down. Swing shoulders. Okay, so you can go to your own inversion work now. If you have an inversion that you're working towards, do your inversion work now. Otherwise, you're with me. We're backing our toes up to almost touching the wall, and we're going to bring the elbows onto the ground for headstand prep. The head doesn't touch the floor. So the elbows and the hands come down into a triangle, and then we walk up the wall, lift the knees first, walk up the wall, and lift one leg up. So you're on a triangle and your broad shoulders, your head's not touching the floor. So the triangle of power move. So you're walking up the wall, pushing down onto your triangle. And we want to lift maybe one leg, 1 foot off the wall. It might be too scary, that's okay. We're going to just swap around. You can come down if you need to, otherwise you're swapping your legs. Keep pushing into your triangle. And then walk back down the wall with control. Give yourself a child's pose. Your head can just rest onto your hands. Soften your neck and throat. And once you've calmed the neck down, we'll just come around with our legs out front and we'll do double pigeon. So if you've got more to do in your inversion work, then be my guest. Otherwise, we're coming back. We've got our blocks and our belt nearby. So we'll do some leg stretching and some shoulder release. So double pigeon with the right leg crossed in front of the left. Flex the feet. Get off the muscle, come straight to the sit bones, sit nice and tall, and then come onto your fingertips. And over the next few breaths, come a little deeper into the position. Right, because both sit bones are nice and square to the floor, even though there's some asymmetry in the hips, this is a fairly symmetrical posture for the torso at least. So we're going to do Kapalabhati, breathing from here. And so we'll try and do 50 pulses of Kapalabhati breathing. Ready and go. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and hold the breath in. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out. You can lift into Uddiyana Kriya, the vacuum, if you want to, as long as you can stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release from that vacuum if you've got a vacuum, and then come back up to the center, lifting up, switching sides, left in front of right. And just become spacious in the mind because you know what's happening now. We're just going to repeat the exercise, but the left leg is in front. So you can close your eyes and stop listening so much and start to lean forwards onto fingertips. Get yourself into a nice hip opener. Make sure both sit bones are grounded. The whole torso is square and available. You're available at the back. You're available at the front of Kapalabhati. Nice long spine. Ready? 50 pulses. Go. Inhale deeply and hold the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, and you can just hold the exhale or lift into a hyperpressive, a vacuum pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your belly and inhale back up. Let's just open the legs and rock from side to side. So we're going to do Konasana next. And so widen your feet. You can sit onto a block or maybe a couch cushion, wide legs. And once you've got your legs nice and wide, maybe just bring the pelvis slightly further forwards because the heels kind of lock onto the floor and you can just go slightly further forwards. All right, so leaning forward, see if you can get the whole torso to be long, so you're not in a forward bend because we're going to do Kapalabhati breathing. So if you need to go into a forward bend to do this position, just stay up. So we want a long spine, the pelvis in line with the torso, with the rib cage. So get into a position that you can feel like, okay, I'm in the hip opener and now I'm ready for Kapalabhati breathing. Ready, and 50 pulses, go. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. You can do the vacuum pull if you want to. But hold out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Just leave yourself in the posture for a few breaths. Maybe becoming nice and broad with the mind, spacious with the mind, present, spacious, meditative minded. And then backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up. All right, bring the right knee to bend. We're going to do the twist and reach, and then we'll go straight from Janu Sirsasana into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So left leg long, reach across with the opposite hand, and take big, slow, deep breaths. You can really breathe into the back body. This twist and reach is very asymmetrical environment for the spine, for the breathing, for the hips. Use your breathing to create space. And then we'll up and out of Janu Sirsasana, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, hook the foot over the knee, and then we spin the lungs, sit nice and tall, both sit bones on the mat perhaps, pulling the knee into the chest. And then we'll unhook. Let's just do a little variation here where we unhook the foot. So the left heel is in front of the right ankle, and we hold ourselves nice and tall. Hold the knee, hold the back of the leg, hold the heel, lengthen the leg. So this is a Kranchasana variation, just lengthening and lifting, and wherever you need to hold your leg to lengthen the leg, looking up, leaning back slightly, lift the chin. So sitting right up onto the left sit bone if you can, not rolling back to the sacrum, sit right onto the left sit bone. And then you can bend that knee. We're going to come to the other side. So the left knee is bending, right leg long. And twist and reach across to the opposite foot. So get yourself into the position and then close your eyes and start to progressively deepen the position. Not getting too aggressive. If there's little wiggles that come through the spine or the neck, just let the spine kind of show you the way for its release. So we're not locking anything, we're just lengthening across the joints, lengthening across the spaces in between the bones. Just being careful that you're not shortening the right side of your torso to lengthen the left side. You're grounding the left sit bone onto the floor. And then Ardha Matsyendrasana, we're hooking the right foot over the left knee. And then hugging and twisting, sitting nice and tall. Making sure the right buttock bone's still on the ground. Soft face, not moving from the face, move from the chest. Deep, slow breathing. Spacious-minded. And we'll do that Kranchasana variation. So the right heel comes into the line of the left heel. We sit nice and tall by holding the knee. And then we're going to unfold the right leg. So wherever you can go, you might hold the heel, you might hold the calf muscle, point through the toes, lift. Try and stay on the right sit bone if you can. Keep up onto the right sit bone. So you're not rolling back onto the sacrum. You're really lifted. Lift the chin, lift the chest, lengthen the right leg. Meditative, spacious-mindedness here. And then releasing, relaxing back down. So let's come into a seated position. We'll do a little shoulder stretch and release. Sit up onto a block. And so we'll do the Garudasana, shoulder stretch first. Right elbow in front, left arm around the bottom. And just lift the elbows, bring the shoulders back and down and breathe. Breathing to release the shoulders, especially the right shoulder blade, between the right shoulder blade and the spine. No strain, no struggle. Don't go so far that you feel that anything's twinging or in danger or unsafe. And for the last breath, just bring your elbows down and curl in a little bit. Just round the spine slightly. And then you can blast open your arms like you've just woken up. Bring the thumb and third finger, ring fingers together and point out. Close your eyes. This is a kind of a power position. You're radiant, you're big. And then you can soften your arms down, roll the shoulders. The left elbow is going to come in for the Garudasana arm. So left elbow, right arm comes around, vine up. The arms, lift the elbows, shoulders back and down. Breathe deep and slow. Soften face, broaden mind. And for the last couple of breaths, just curl down, rounded spine, and then blast open, thumbs touching the ring fingers, taking the first two fingers out, spread the mind. If there's something that you're wanting for, there's something that you're trying to do, have the faith in yourself. Clear the path so it's possible. Give yourself the opportunity by thinking that you can. You probably can, you know. And then you can just let your hands rest into your lap. Just soften your shoulders, closed eyes, soft face. Okay, now the shoulders are soft. Last little stretch. Fingertips down towards the floor. Lift the ears as though you're becoming elven with your ears. Lift it up, but your fingers are pulling down towards the floor, not quite touching. Elven ears as your fingers come towards the floor, and then twinkle your fingers. You can feel the nerves stretching. Pull your ears and your head to the sky. Pull the shoulders and the fingers downwards. Twinkling, twinkling. Touch the thumb to the first finger, second finger, third finger, little finger. Just touch thumb to all the fingers. They all meet. And then soften again and just give yourself a shoulder roll. Okay, just bring yourself into a meditative space. And if you are tired of sitting in this position, just let yourself change position, giving yourself a moment. We'll end with a mantra. And so we'll do the Shanti mantra, the mantra for the readiness. We are ready. We're available. We're focused. We know the illusion and we know the truth. We know that the world is a miracle and that gratitude is a path. We know that nourishment is the path. The pathway is truth and gratitude and nourishment. We can bring our hands together. Masato masat gameya tamaso ma jutir gameya mrityorma amritam gameya om shanti 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 masato masat gameya tamaso ma jutir gameya mrityorma amritam gameya om shanti 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 asato ma sat gameya tamaso ma jutir gameya mrityorma amritam gameya om shanti 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 We'll do an shanti 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 hari om tat sat. Ha-om. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste, my dears. You might go straight into a little bit of meditation or relaxation or whatever comes next. If you have a couple of minutes, maybe do something quiet just for a couple of minutes. And I'll see you again next week.